Hey everybody, Jay Super Awesome here. I'd like to welcome you all to week 20 of the TheHORRORman's SlashBack Saturday Challenge. This week's slasher movie theme is Matriarchal Slashers, and I will be giving my review for Kill Granny Kill. Okay, so getting into the plot for this one. A flesh-eating granny and her murderous tribe lure unsuspecting young women into their home. Answering a in-home help ad, Abby leaves family and friends for a remote farmhouse in the country where her new employer is hiding some unusual hobbies. Soon, Abby is plunged into a nightmare of hellish proportions, pitted against a clan of ruthless, immoral, and degenerate flesh-eaters led by their murderous granny. Look who Granny's having for dinner. Okay, so getting into my thoughts for this one. With this week's SlashBack Challenge theme of Matriarchal Slashers, we were simply challenged to watch and review a slasher film that featured a killer mother or grandmother, or if they wasn't the killer, they had to be featured in some way. So I have several different reasons why I have decided to review Kill Granny Kill, basically because as soon as this one was announced, I knew right away that I wanted to talk about Kill Granny Kill because not a lot of people talk about this one, and it fits this theme perfectly. This was my second time watching this movie, and I had an absolute blast watching this one both times. I do have a few minor issues with it, but nothing that stops me from having a good time with it. The first thing that I wanted to say is that I absolutely love the way the movie was shot and filmed. It is a low-budget cannibal-style slasher movie, and the way it was shot and filmed was a throwback to the low-budget horror films of the 70s and 80s. So the movie has a really good look to it for this style of slasher film. And I really feel like when a movie captures a certain vibe with what they're going for, and the rest of the movie around it works and holds up, such as the story, the characters, and the locations, when everything holds up with the way it's shot and filmed, everything captures that vibe, then you have something that's fun and enjoyable to watch, if you like the style. And I most certainly did like the way the movie was shot and filmed. I thought Granny's isolated farmhouse was the perfect set location for a slasher movie. There's also a barn on the property, and we do have a few other scenes that are away from Granny's house, but the biggest majority of the movie does take place at Granny's isolated farmhouse, and I really do like the exterior and interior shots. And it definitely looked like a place where bad things could happen. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the cast of characters we have in Kill Granny Kill. So the main character of this movie's storyline is Mildred, who we know as Granny, and she is a very religious person in a very sick, morbid, twisted kind of way. Then we have her grandson Jace, and basically what will happen is Granny will deliver a kill, and Jace is always around to clean up her mess. Both Mildred and Jace are very skilled and efficient cookers of human beings. We also do have Jace's girlfriend, who we find out later on is pregnant with Jace's baby. Some of the other important side characters would be Abby and her sister. Now, Abby is the one who has decided to go live on the farm with Mildred to help her around the house and to be her overall caregiver. Now, Mildred has given Abby some very strict rules to follow. The most important one to note would be Abby is not allowed to fornicate under Granny's roof. We also have Abby's sister Anna, who seems to be a caring person and really doesn't like the idea of her sister Abby going and living with old people in fear that her sister might end up having to wash an old man's balls. We also have Anna's cop boyfriend, who just so happens to be the one who Anna gets her good stash from. And the police department does come involved with the movie storyline much later on. We do have a few other side characters who are only in this movie to add to the overall body count. I also wanted to mention Mildred's priest, who's only in the movie for one scene. Mildred is preparing the priest's breakfast and serves him Abby's boyfriend's severed penis. Of course, the priest has no idea in what he's eating, but goes on to explain how Mildred prepares the best sausages around and how that it's exploding in his mouth with flavor. And if you haven't been able to tell already, this movie does have a pretty sick sense of humor, and I really enjoyed it. Overall, I really enjoyed the characters and Kill Granny Kill, and I thought the actors did a really good job with what this movie was going for, and I thought the writing was very good. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the most important part of a slasher movie, that is the killer and the kills. So I really liked the Granny character in this movie, and I thought the actress did a fantastic job. There's one section in the movie where we get to see a pretty brief flashback, but we get to see what she was like when she was much younger, and we also get to see the boy who would become her husband. And of course, during the present day, her husband is long dead and gone, but not gone too far, because Granny sleeps next to his dead and rotting corpse each and every night, and still considers him to be a very important part of the household. Granny is a very religious person, and anyone who crosses her rules end up on the dinner table. Besides one really large man who ends up as pork skins instead. Granny's weapon of choice is her trusty axe, and before disposing of her victims, she always delivers a funny one-liner, such as, "The younger the meat, the tastier the treat." And as far as the kills go in this movie, it has a pretty decent body count, but unfortunately a lot of the kills are quick-cut kills. Usually Granny will raise the axe, deliver her funny one-liner, such as crack kills, as she's gazing down on the homeless war veteran's shit-stained plumber's crack. She drops the axe and then it cuts. We do get a decent amount of blood and gore, especially with the severed penis scene. So for the most part, the special effects were pretty decent. One scene they used CGI with, and it was a complete mess of a scene, and I couldn't even tell what had happened, and it happened so fast, it was a blink and you have missed it type of moment. Overall, I really enjoyed Kill Granny Kill. The movie was perfectly set up for a sequel, and I'm not sure that will ever happen at this point, but I would totally be up for it. I'm going to give Kill Granny Kill a 6.5 out of 10. Please like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know if you have seen Kill Granny Kill, or just let me know what you think about my review. And I would like to thank you all for watching.